Hains, your registered dietitian here with Lighthouse Nutrition and Wellness, and we're doing a video in Fred Meyer for those of you who couldn't make it into the store for the grocery store tour segment of the See the Light Amazing Weight Loss for Life program. We're going to be going through the store today, and I'll be showing you pretty much the same things that I would show you if you were in the store with me. It's raining, as you can see right now, but that's okay because we got to keep these wonderful fruits and vegetables alive here. I really am a big fan of Fred Meyer. I think their prices are awesome. I think they do a really good job on their produce. This right here is the area most lacking in people's diets. And I can see the wheels turning, like clients asking, well, what do I do with that? So there's so many things that you can do with it. When it comes to dark greens, such as kale and the Swiss chard right here, and this is collard greens, which is popular in the South. All of these things here can be sauteed in garlic or tomato and olive oil, or they can be shredded. And if you like curries or spicy food at all, they can be put in there. You can barely notice them at all. So one thing to think about is just think of the foods that you already like. It could be macaroni and cheese, or it could be crock pot roast, or just anything that you can think of, curries, stir fries. All of this can be blended into that. And you can start out with just a little bit and just little shavings at first, or mix it with another salad perhaps. Okay, so I've been told I need to talk louder. Okay, so there's so many ways to use all of these things. And one of the things about dark greens is it has sulfokinivose in it, which is a special sugar that feeds the gut bacteria. And that is awesome because the gut bacteria has to be healthy for you to have overall health. And so the darker green it is, the more sulfa Q that it has in it. So that is awesome. So how can we get all these wonderful colors of fruits and vegetables in our diet? Broccoli, this is the broccoli here, this broccoli. It's good to get organic as often as you can. Thank goodness for Fred Meyer, the prices are not bad at all on their organic produce. And one thing that's really, really great that I've discovered not long ago is you can just microwave this stuff. Just cut it up in little pieces as small as you want and put it in a bowl, nothing else, and just microwave it. And you save a lot of nutrients that way. For about a bowl about this big, it takes me about 3 to 4 minutes to get nice and soft. And if you need to speed up your cooking, you can do it that way, or just cook it all the way in the microwave too. So as I was talking about the broccoli, you can microwave that. Same for the cauliflower. A lot of these can just be microwaved. Even the eggplant way down there, which we'll see. And they have anthocyanins, the ones like eggplant and blueberries and the dark blue and purple vegetables. I'll talk more about that in a minute. I'm a little out of order. So zucchinis, you have to think of how you can get 5 to 9 servings, about that much of fruits and vegetables every single day. So another tip I've heard is to take a zucchini and make them into boats, and you can stuff them with all kinds of different things. Some people will do ground turkey. You can also do like chili beans. It can be just about anything. Some other type of protein. Just put them in boats in the oven. Okay, so the anthocyanins I was talking about earlier, they are a pigment flavonoid found in the dark blues and red or purple vegetables. So eggplant would definitely have that. I've seen darker than this one, but it is a flavonoid that helps, it's an antioxidant. It's very good for disease prevention and fighting. So again, we need to get it's not just something cute they're saying, you got to really get a rainbow in colors. All the different colors have different properties that are beneficial. And the anthocyanins are good for reducing blood pressure. Isn't that awesome? Microwave a lot of these things. It's just important to find out all the different ways you can get it into your diet. It's amazing how many ways you can really get them into your diet. So with this session, the grocery store session of the program, you're going to get one of these cards. It may not look exactly like this one, but it will have the same information. And it's from the Environmental Working Group for the 30 dozen right here and the Clean 15. And so this shows you which ones you want to eat more organic. So these are the ones that have higher levels of pesticides in them. So I haven't got it memorized just yet, but strawberries, spinach, and tomatoes are on that list. So, and those are the ones that I tend to remember. That I always get organic strawberries, spinach, and tomatoes. These are the ones that you can also get just conventional. Another one that's bell peppers, that's another one that you would get that's organic that's on this list. So you'll be getting one of these. It's part of the program. Okay, so in our very busy lives, one thing that's become very popular with my clients is to get salad kits, and very popular with the public. It's important to look at the content of what is inside your salad kit. So this is a family favorite of ours. It has a lemon garlic vinaigrette in it, and look at this. See how it's dark green? We want a lot of dark colors in our kit. So if you look over here, Caesar ones tend to be just lettuce. And I'm not saying that lettuce doesn't have any nutrition. It does. But the darker you get, the more nutrition you get. So just take a look at what's in your salad kit. And you don't have to use the entire portion of the dressing. I found that if you just use half, it gives it quite a lot of flavor as well. Some people like to add their own dressing to that too. What does one do with the salad? They usually put salad dressing on it. So here we are in the dressing area, the refrigerated dressing area at Fred Meyer. So this is what someone who likes blue cheese would maybe traditionally grab. And you have to be very careful with what's on the label. Okay, because right here it says 2 tablespoons, which is a serving size at 150 calories. So that is quite hefty for a dressing. There are other lighter options if you're okay with dairy. This is one of my favorite ones if dairy is not a problem for you. So if you take a look at this one, we have the same serving size, 2 tablespoons at only 35 calories. You're basically saving 100 calories every time that you use this dressing. So that's pretty significant. This one is Bolthouse Farms. It's a little lighter. This is more like really hearty and really thick. This one is actually not bad. It's not, I wouldn't say runny, but it's a medium texture, so it's lighter, but it has a lot of good flavor in it still. This is their line. They have quite a few. From classic ranch to sweet sriracha to avocado greens, obviously have a whole lot of them. There's some other wholesome ones here, but again, you have to check the amount of calories in there, because that does add up quite a lot when it comes to dressings. And also how many flavor enhancers and additives it has as well. Okay, so on the day of this grocery store tour filming, for the first time in a long time, I didn't see the superfood salad here. It's supposed to be usually right here, but thank goodness they did have some of this, and it looks like this. If you can see, it has a lot of kale in it. It has a really good light dressing. It usually has blueberries or sometimes craisins, but it has sesame seeds. It's just chock full of good stuff, and it is extremely convenient. Let's put it this way, my 11-year-old is super picky, and we buy the big container of this, and he just eats it in his lunch. He packs it in his lunch every day at school. So that's how yummy it is, and it's just, it has grapes, cashews, nuts, dry roasted carrots, cabbage, red onion, cranberries, sunflower kernels, and kale. So it's really, really, really an exciting product, and it's usually here at Fred Meyer, and also other grocery stores as well usually carries some version of this. Fresh. Okay. It's very important to get the right kind of calcium in your diet and protein. And so, what your specific case is, we'll talk about in the office, like if you're sensitive or allergic to soy or don't like it, or for whatever reason that you have different preferences or needs, we can talk about that later. But just for generalities, I will say that I've seen clients either have no milk or they have like whole milk or things that are maybe not good for them in that regard because it's too high content or too high fat. One of my favorite products is this. This is soy milk. There's a lot of myths around soy milk being bad for you because of the estrogens in it. They're actually phytoestrogens, which are plant-based hormones that are not bad for you. So it's a huge myth about that. This is unsweetened, organic, non-GMO soy milk, and it has 7 grams of protein, and it has the equivalent of a glass of milk, 30% calcium, and many other nutrients. Now, if you want to have a cheaper version that tastes just as good, oh, by the way, almost no sugar, very little sugar in this. It's $3.49, but if you come this way, this is a generic Simple Truth Organic, and it's almost 50 cents cheaper, if not more, for their unsweetened plain soy milk as well. Be very careful not to get the vanilla because that has a whole lot more sugar. Option, the almond milk does not have hardly any protein, but it does have the same amount of calcium, like only around 30 calories, very low calorie. So if you're having enough protein in the rest of your day, this might be a good option too. I try to encourage my clients to go as on the plant-based side as they can, because of the astronomical amount of evidence it shows that that's a healthier diet, and we can talk more about that later. This has never been a better time to go plant-based because there is just so much out there these days. This is just one of several sections in the refrigerator and freezer sections that boast plant-based protein alternatives. So just a few tried and true items that are very popular are, for example, the Tofurkey brands. They also make a roast at Thanksgiving time that looks like a big ball, like a turkey. But anyway, these people are based in Oregon. This is very firm. If you could be here, I'd be having you squeeze this. But it has 30 grams of protein in each one. Basically, it is a soy-based protein, and not too many additives and other things that go with that. And 0 cholesterol, 0 saturated fat. So I really like these. These are a little bit spicy. And then they have these over here that are not as much so. Looks like they don't have that today. This one's not spicy, but it's a little bit more sweeter. It's Field Roast Company does this. And I think they're based in either Washington or Oregon. I'm not sure which one. Oh, actually Seattle, right here. And there's a hilarious YouTube video about this product. Just Krista Brown, I think, does it. But you can look her up, and it's hilarious. This one has, I think, 20 grams of protein. 8 per link, but they're much smaller. They're really great in stir fries or on a bun or just whatever way you want to do them. So again, there are just so many options. Moving over here this way, this is a phenomenal product if you are just a pasta addict. You could do half and half with a regular real pasta or high protein pasta, but this is the tofu shirataki yam noodle, which boasts only 20 calories in the whole bag. And so 2 people can easily eat this. It's good like either an Asian stir fry, or it could be literally with the tomato sauce and the Parmesan on it, and veggie meatballs, which I'll show you later too. So it's really, really an amazing product. Now, just to warn you, when you open it, it will smell fishy and freak you out, because I thought it was spoiled. I thought I brought home a spoiled batch when I got home. But actually, if you just rinse it and cook it, it just starts blending in with your meal, and you don't smell it after a while. So it doesn't mean it's spoiled. But it doesn't hurt to check the date, though, so do that too. Okay, and in the plant-based vegetarian world, again, there's been numerous attempts to emulate cheese. And there's Daiya cheese, which is the latest popular one, and with mixed results. I have people saying they like it, some they don't. In our family, it's a mixed bag as well. This product is pretty good. It's basically a coconut cheese is basically what it is. And here's some more right here. And it's really just more of a fun food. It has 60 calories per slice. It melts well. It does really well. It doesn't have a whole lot of other nutrition in it. So it's mostly that if you're just trying to get something that tastes like cheese without a whole lot of nutritive value. But it is a very tasty product. In fact, I've been known to take this home and just eat it out of this packaging without putting it in anything, which was the intention originally. So just to let you know. Haven't tried that one yet. Here's Daiya. This is Daiya. There's all other ones. They melt really well. They're not very appealing right out of the bag, but melted into things with a little olive oil. They've been a fairly good substitute for cheese if you're trying to avoid cheese. And there are many reasons to avoid cheese, by the way. If you're trying to get more plant-based soy protein in your diet without all the additives and all the other things that go with some of these other fake meat products, you can always go with the traditional tofu, which is highly versatile. This can be made from anything into little chewy nuggets to deep fried to made into a chocolate tofu pie. I mean, you can stuff it with ricotta and stuffed pasta shells to add the protein and lower the fat. There's practically 0 fat in this. With 8 grams of protein in one serving. There are 5 servings. There's 40 grams of protein in this entire block. And we can talk more in office about all the versatile things you can do, including getting a softer version down there that can be put in smoothies. I mean, it's just almost endless what you can do with tofu, which is a very long-standing historical product, which has brought health to one of the blue zones, which we can also talk about later. Just one of the power foods out there, really. Okay, so here we have a nifty little trick I like to use for those of you like me who are like me. Believe it or not, I battle with food cravings and weight management myself. And so one of the little tricks I like to use is to get an organic, Simple Truth organic vegetable broth. This thing has only 10 calories per 8-ounce cup. And what I like to do is just heat it in the microwave in a mug with a little pepper, maybe a little bit of salt. And one thing I like to do is add, if you like mushroom, there's a mushroom broth in here somewhere, and I'm not seeing it, but it's a portobello mushroom broth, and you just mix that in with it as like maybe a half and half or just a quarter of that in most of this. So one of my favorite tricks is that if I'm wanting something in my mouth and it's like 2 more hours till dinner, is I will just go to the refrigerator and pull this boy out right here and put most of this in the mug, like about maybe 6 ounces, and another couple ounces of the mushroom broth that we're going to show you. The mushroom broth, that one's got more calories, but it's only that much in the mug. And mix it with some pepper in a nice hot mug instead of tea or coffee to break things up, and it is just very yummy, and it makes you feel like you're really consuming a lot of something when it's only maybe 40 calories in a mug. So that kind of gets you through to dinner to be more patient, and it's been a very favorite trick of mine, especially in the winter months. So now we're going to head over to the bulk area where the nuts and the other products are, because there's just so much there that can be utilized in a healthy diet. Okay, so now we're in the bulk section, and here are the slivered almonds. Almonds have a lot of calcium, and there's different ways they sell it. They sell it like slivered, and then these are sliced, so that's the difference. And so, of course, they have regular whole almonds, unsalted too, and salted for different flavors. So this is really nifty because you can saute this with asparagus, and they turn it with a little bit of soy sauce, and they have like a very flavored, similar to a croutonish kind of effect. You know, when you're wanting to top your vegetables with something yummy and healthy. Almonds have calcium, protein, zinc, all kinds of minerals. And of course you have all your flavored nuts here with all kinds of different styles of like Thai curry, cashew, and salt. You have to watch the sodium level of all of these. Move this way, okay. There are so many different things that they have here. They can be used in so many different ways. You have to watch out. There's a lot of sweets and goodies here that one will have to be very vigilant of to make sure it falls in your 80-20 or 90-10 if you're into this, if you have a sweet tooth like I do. So we're going to move over to the nut grinder machines. So this is an area of Fred Meyer that sometimes gets overlooked, and people will tell me later on they didn't see it or they didn't know it was here. But this is the way to get the most wholesome nut butter as possible unless you did it yourself at home. As you can see, the only ingredients is almonds here, and that's it. So what happens is you turn this on, and you put your bin here, this is your little cup. You turn it on, it makes a loud noise. Bringing lots of attention to yourself. No, I'm just kidding, it's really not that loud. But it just literally turns into nut butter right here inside this machine. And they have cashews, peanuts, and almonds, it looks like. So you can make your own cashew butter, almond butter, peanut butter. Yeah. So this is an area I do believe, I haven't really studied the pricing. I think it's a little bit cheaper than getting the jar or similar. So that's a really handy thing to have. Love Fred Meyer for this. What they have is they along, I don't see this very often, but they have the sugar-free jams. They're a little on the pricey side. The thing about these jams is that they don't have Splenda, which is sucralose, or aspartame. They just have xylitol, which is a pretty benign, pretty safe sugar substitute, just made from corn sugar alcohol is all it is, and the sugar is very low on it. So it's basically an excellent sugar-free jam if you don't mind paying for it. There's some other healthy ways to make jams at home, but this is for if you really need the convenience of it. There's that one, and there's another one down here too. I believe it's this one. I'm not sure which one it is, to tell you the truth, but this one I know for sure is sugar-free, this whole line. Maple sugar, or maple syrup also has the calories, but it has some healthful benefits that are more helpful than just regular table sugar. So talking about sweets, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can sweeten foods that I really do like. So we're going to head on over to the, I'm going to go grab an item from the baking area and bring it back to the natural foods area and show you. I'm going to take this and go back to the natural food area, but I'll just do it separately. So not to confuse you, viewer, but basically, there's practically no excuse to have sugar in your house anymore with all the great products out there. We have Truvia now, and it boasts itself as natural and that it has stevia in it, but really the truth of the matter is, no matter how beautiful the box looks, one must always look at the boring label back here. So as you can see, erythritol, which is a corn-based sugar alcohol, is first, and then there's stevia leaf extract, and we don't know how much of each is really in there. So my bet is that it's mostly erythritol for cost savings of the company, is my guess. But anyway, it's still a healthful product, far better than just regular table sugar, which will raise your blood sugar, all the things that we know about sugar to be bad. So this is a very good option. And then they have the generic version, which is over here, which is far cheaper. So we got that. And so now we're going to go over to the natural food area and show you yet another, a true stevia product, which if you have the money for it, is even better than this Truvia here. But both are good. Okay, so this is also stevia, but like the Truvia is not all stevia. But this one This one has much more actual stevia in it. So it's very, very, very wonderful product to have. It just really is. And the ingredients are inulin, soluble fiber, and stevia, and that's it. So I think this is overall a better quality product than the Trivia. It probably has more actual stevia in it. And so it's right here. It's a little pricey, but it's well worth it to sweeten your life with absolutely no calories or other side effects whatsoever. And then this is also the liquid version of that. So it's just stevia and glycerin to put it in that liquid formula, and that's about it. So they are a little pricey here. Sometimes coupons come out, but it's well worth it. One like this will last for one person probably at least a month. So to sweeten your day, that's great. They also have some other options here at Fred Meyer. They have Lily's, totally sugar-free. It's basically like just stevia or a Trivia type sweetening and chocolate, and that's it. And so they have this also for your baking these, or you can also just get a very dark chocolate bar and process it in your food processor and make little chips. They won't be the little round cute ones like this, but they'll be small little chunks that you can add to your baking as well to reduce the sugar content of your foods. Okay, so for a really wonderful lunch, really fast at work, if you want all your colleagues to think that you just came back with some awesome Indian food takeout, but you didn't, you just really made something at the office. One thing you can always do is just get one of these wonderful little pouches here, and what you do is if you're okay with milk and cheese, that is, and you can literally take a Ziploc bag full of dark greens and other maybe chopped nuts and different things and add it to this and microwave it. And so you're getting an ample amount of vegetables with your meal, and that way you don't have to worry about flavoring the vegetables, because this is going to flavor it for you. So that's really cool when you get something like this, and you don't even have to worry about making the vegetables taste better. It's going to be flavored better for you. Hi, okay, so those of you, this part of the video is for those who really love ice cream and would be willing to eat a healthier version to get that ice cream fix taken care of. We do have something just like Dave's Killer Bread made a big storm in the market. The Halo Top people have done the same for ice cream, and now they're even knockoffs and spin-offs. And basically, if you take any other regular ice cream, you'll find that there's literally 1,000 calories in this. Never heard of this before, but Strauss Family Creamery, 1,000 calories in here because there are 4 servings, and they're 250 calories for each serving. Protein is not bad, 12 grams. This is Halo Top, the one I was saying about, and it has dairy-free and cow milk version of it. And this one, the whole thing, they like to boast that if you ate this whole thing accidentally on a bad day, you still only get 320 calories. So just imagine if it's a good day and you only ate half, which is very satisfying, by the way. That's only 160 calories. And you get your protein as well. There's some protein in here. So they have many different kinds. I know that other stores have Halo Top, Walmart, Target. They're everywhere these days. But this is a very good brand. Again, they have milk and non-milk versions. Okay. So, yes, it'd be great to have a plant-based diet where you just eat your tofu and eat your beans and nuts and other things at home, maybe your fish, but we want convenience. A lot of my clients are super busy, and I totally understand that. And so never been a better time to have a plant-based diet than now, because I showed you other products earlier where there's also Morningstar Farms, which have been around for a while. They have tons of different things, everything from fake bacon to sausage links to burgers to grillers, corn dogs, which are a huge hit at my house for years now. But they also have Gardein now, which is a little bit cleaner version than Morningstar Farms. Fewer additives, they're trying to be healthy, and they're all vegan. So there's actually no animal products in there at all. One of the big staples in my home is to get this product, and it comes with the teriyaki pouch, which we never use hardly. You take the pouch out, and you can saute this, throw it in a tortilla with avocado or sriracha sauce, and that's a wonderful opportunity to get those dark greens and shred it and put them in there, because with all this other flavor, you don't even hardly taste the greens. So a lot of protein in these. Totally meatless, totally cholesterol free. If you ate like this every day, cholesterol levels would definitely plummet. You have all kinds. Just scan this and see all the different things. These are crispy in the oven, and they're all plant-based. Lots of protein. So in general, here we are in the meat section, and in general, I try to get my clients to see how much more towards a plant-based diet they can get. I think you kind of get the message through the video so far about that. For those who are just die-hard meat fans, have to have that. What I can say is that from different studies like the Blue Zones diet and Blue Zones plan and other things that we'll talk about later. The consensus is to probably keep the red meat to a minimum, maybe ban it if at all possible, maybe special occasions, but to try to keep meat consumption to about 12 to 14 ounces or less per week. So that's about roughly 3 servings for the whole week. And you may already know that the idea there is to have as less fat as you can on your meat. Grass-fed is healthier, but they all have hormones, whether they're when it comes to the hormone aspect of it. It's just what the animals just have hormones, so there's no way around that, whether they're fed those or not. And so when it comes to ground beef, they have some that are like 95% or higher, 95% fat-free. So those are the ones to go for those who are just die-hard meat fans who want to get that in their diet. There's been a lot of good stuff said about salmon. Salmon, which has a lot of omega-3s, essential fatty acids that are good for brain health and many other things. And we have the Atlantic salmon here. So it's very good to get your fish in if you at all like that. If you don't like to eat fish, or if you're vegan, for example, the fish do get their omega-3s from algae. So seaweed would be a good bet, or algae type supplements for EFA and DHA. Okay, this area right here that you see behind me, just look at it real quick and forget about it. Pretend it's not there. Keep moving on. Okay, now unless you have children or that are trying to gain weight, or someone in your family is trying to gain weight, I would not recommend this area at all. I would just go past it. I would not have it in your house. They have a lot of flavor enhancers and sodium and salt, which causes more cravings, and it's just almost, I want to say it's impossible to lose weight, but it'd be highly challenging and masochistic to keep these things in your home and expect to lose weight. So I would not have them in your home at all. That said, if you're not the type to keep eating too many crackers and you feel that you can, for whatever reason, need this and it would fit into your diet, they do have some wholesome crackers that can be made very flavorful. And again, you look at the ingredients to see are there any flavor enhancers or high sodium that would make you crave more, and is it a multigrain or whole grain? See how this is multigrain and whole grain. The word whole has to be there with your breads and crackers for it to be really having the benefit of the bran and the endosperm and all the fiber and the protein. So that's a good one. Let's see here. This is an Armenian cracker. I like to boast about this because I'm half Armenian. But this is a good product too that again has very few ingredients. So some people may say some of these taste like cardboard or what have you, but there's all kinds of things you can put on them, and you can also enjoy knowing how healthful you'll be when you eat them. Like some people put avocado slices, you could put, it could be anything. It could be like a sun-dried tomato sauce or pesto sauce or a slice of cheese. There's all kinds of ways to dress these up in a healthful way without having too many of the additives and preservatives and flavor enhancers that go with them. So isn't this a glamorous, luxurious part of the store? Not really, a bunch of sacks of beans. But this is one of the most neglected areas of nutrition in the whole store. Beans have just as much protein as meat practically, and tons of fiber, nutrition, zinc, fiber, protein, minerals, the list goes on and on of all the nutrition that beans have, and yet here they are in their modest little form and everybody walking by. So I can't even tell you enough. This would be a very long segment if I didn't have restrictions on time. But for example, split peas, you could throw that in a crock pot with some broth in the morning, and at night it's a soft, creamy soup with practically no cooking at all on your part. Lentils are very versatile. They can cook pretty fast of all the beans. And pinto beans are the ones that are the basis of Mexican refried or other Mexican beans, and black beans as well. All of these can be put in a crock pot or Instapot and cooked very quickly. You can make soups with them. People have gotten creative and made black bean brownies, for example. You can make different dips with them. There are just so many things you can do with beans, and there's zero cholesterol, zero fat unless what you add to it, and tons of flavor depending on what you do with it as well. Over here, we all know about whole wheat pasta, and that is great. They also have, though, Barilla High Protein Plus, which actually puts bean flour into the pasta, so you're getting 17 grams of protein per serving. So that is wonderful, because then you don't have to worry about the meat topping or other proteins that go with the meal. You can just have your pasta, and that's it. And I recommend pastas and breads more in the beginning or middle of the day and not have these at night. But they are very handy to have around, the whole grains and the high protein pastas. Well, thank you for attending the grocery store video with me here at Fred Meyer, and I hope you see this store and all of the stores, any store you shop at, in a different way now, and have taken home some really good ideas on how to eat more healthfully. And thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.